So heading into this new problem here, we always want to start with that question sentence. I know that it can be overwhelming looking at all of these numbers here. So let's just go ahead and keep it calm, cool, and collected. So what we're going to do is read that question sentence, and it says, how many cups were added in total? So my party people, whether you're confused overall or not, this question sentence really hints at an operation with the word total that's also repeated right there. That operation, yeah, we're going to be adding. I think this is one of those problems that's a little more, a little more straightforward fundamentally, and we can take advantage of that. So we know that we want to find the number of cups and just add them all up. And so it says for trail mix, Anna first adds 1/5 of a cup of raisins and 3/10 of a cup of almonds. Then later adds another 1/10 of a cup of raisins. So look at that. We have 1/5 of a cup of raisins. We have 3/10 of a cup of almonds. And then 1/10 of a cup of raisins again. So before we get started, before we get into it, before we can say that we're hungry, my party people, is it clear that we just need to figure out how to add these three fractions? Is that fair to say before we continue? And now, while we continue, let's keep observing here. Let's think about this. Because are we set to go, everybody? Can we just straight up add 1/5, 3/10, and 1/10 as they are right now? Or is there some modification that we might need to explore? Yeah, we have to modify this a little bit, because remember, we cannot have different denominators when we're adding or subtracting. Again, addition and subtraction only. We cannot have different denominators. They have to be the same. The lucky part about this is that even though we have three fractions, 2 of them are already the same. And then the third one, well, guess what, everybody? 5 can go into 10. 5 can go into 10s. And so the advantage you have here is a simple multiplication of 2 on the numerator and denominator on that 1/5. And guess what you have? You're going to have 2/10. Now we can add everything else up, the 3/10 and the 1/10. We can add all of these up. Everybody, what is 2 plus 3 plus 1? What is that going to be? That's going to be 6. And remember that when we add fractions, we keep the denominator the same. So we have 6/10. Now, when we get 6/10, we look at our choices and we're a little confused because, well, I don't see 6/10 written explicitly. But remember, everybody, whatever you do to a fraction in its numerator, we're going to do the same in the denominator. And in this particular case, this falls to the idea of simplifying. So allow me to write that down over here. We are now going to simplify the 6/10. And once we simplify it, guess what? All we're going to do is make sure that we divide the same number from the top and the bottom. Again, preserving the balance. Everybody, 6 and 10, they are both even numbers. What are all even numbers divisible by? Yeah, all even numbers, 6 and 10 alike, are divisible by 2. So watch this right here. Let me divide 6 by 2, and let me divide 10 by 2. Everybody, 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. And there we are. That's how we'll get the correct final answer here. This is going to be answer choice D. All right, here we have this next question where the first thing, as always, that we're going to do is we're going to read that question sentence first. And this is indeed going to be a proportions problem, so pay very close attention. Watch how I take care of this. So in the question sentence, it says, if there are this many total vehicles, again, read the key words, not the numbers. It's about what the numbers mean. So the 180 that we see here is the total vehicles. And we're asking how many motorcycles are there? Everyone, one more time before I continue, drop everything you're doing and answer that question for me. Can you confirm with your eyes that the 180 here represents the total vehicles, and we are looking for motorcycles. Can we confirm that? Good, because that is the first and biggest part to succeeding in this question. So let me write this down here. We have 180 total. Let me write this down. 180 total. And we are looking for the number of motorcycles. I'll just use the letters MC for motorcycle if that's okay with you. And then if you take a look at the first sentence, this is where everyone gets confused if you got it wrong. A parking lot has motorcycles and cars in a ratio of 2:7. Help me out one more time, everybody. When I see that ratio of 2:7, the first question is going to be pretty easy. Everybody, what does the 2 represent right there? What does that 2 represent? Yeah, that 2 represents motorcycles. Exactly. So I'm going to write 2 for motorcycles right over here. Because again, if I'm going to set up a proportion, we got to compare the same things in the same way. So I'm going to compare those right there above each other. Awesome. So then it says 7. Everyone, is it fair to say that the 7 goes right here under total? Is that fair to say? Yeah, the answer to that is nope. No, N-O, no, no. And here's why. Everyone, when we read the number 7, right over here, let me grab the purple highlighter. When we see that 7 right there in purple, remember that ratios are read in the respective order. So we are comparing motorcycles and cars, not motorcycles and total vehicles. This says motorcycles and cars. So if I highlight that right there, the 7 represents cars. And for that reason, it cannot go in here. It cannot go in here. It doesn't belong in here. Instead, everyone, remind me one more time. Remind me one more time. What belongs here? What belongs here? What word? Yeah, total. Total, everyone. So think about it. Help me out. If we have 2 motorcycles for every 7 cars, what is that total? What is total? 2 plus 7, that gives us 9. So take a look. Even in a problem, in a proportion problem, where it's not perfectly spoon-fed to you, you can absolutely still get it right because you can use the information that you have to get the information you need to find the information you're looking for. So with that said, everyone, once we get the 9, again, getting the total of motorcycles and cars, once we have that 9, now we're prepared to solve this. I can eliminate this little thing right there. And now I can go ahead and compare, very carefully here, total to motorcycles. And here we go. 180 over X equals total 9 over motorcycles, which is 2. Booyah. All set. And now we're good to go. So I can cross multiply and divide if I want to. We can do other things too, because this is just times 20. And 2 times 20 is 40. But we can cross multiply if we'd like to. 9 times X. 180 times 2. And then lastly, we'll divide both sides by 9. And so once we do that, nice and easy on both sides, cancels out on the left, and we end up getting X equals 40. So we can get the answer a couple of different ways, but we couldn't get it at all unless we had the proper setup. The correct answer here, my party people, is A, 40 motorcycles. And there we are. Again, the biggest key was adding the motorcycles and cars to get the total. So there we go, everyone. On to the next one.